Al Green of the 9th Congressional District, Commissioner Adrian Garcia, Precinct 2, Harris County. We have Teresa Brewer, President of the Black Heritage Society, Pamela McKay, Vice President, General Manager of Radio 1 Houston, Stacy Candy, where's Stacy? Oh, listen, Stacy Candy, AT&T, Assistant Vice President here as well. And then where's State Representative Ron Reynolds? State Representative Ron Reynolds. I'm pleased to have everyone here, which is on a day where we're talking about the Martin Luther King, the original Martin Luther King Day Parade. So today I'm excited to share some highly anticipated news about the original MLK Day Parade in Houston and announce the parade grand marshal. And Al Kashani is here, and Al has been involved in many of the city initiatives and has partnered with us on a number of occasions. So Al, thank you so very, very much. And then before we get started, I also just want to recognize the importance of this event. First, we want to let people know that the parade will go on. Last year, it was virtual. This year, the plan is to move forward with the actual parade. There have been questions about whether the city and the Black Heritage Society would host the original MLK Day Parade this year because of the virus, and the answer is yes. And we will do it safely, starting at 10 a.m. on Monday, January 17th. This year, I'm strongly encouraging people to wear their face masks and make sure that you are vaccinated, and that's with 1, 2, and 3 shots. And if you got J&J and it's been 2 months, get the booster shot. And we encourage people to be tested before participating in the parade or lining up downtown to watch. So mask, please put your mask on, get fully vaccinated. January 17th is a time for our country and our community to honor Dr. King and his life work, which is dedicated to equality and equity in areas like affordable housing, health care, equity, and voting rights. Houston is the nation's 4th largest and most diverse city, and in honor of Dr. King, this year's City Back Parade will feature marching bands, colorful floats, and much more. It will be a positive event and reflect the city's unity and diversity. And now, let me make this announcement. The announcement of the 2022 original Martin Luther King Day Parade Grand Marshal. This parade has had a distinguished group of Grand Marshals in the past, since the city joined with the Black Heritage Society to host the original MLK Day Parade. In 2019, U.S. Representative John Lewis and former Houston Astro George Springer were our co-Grand Marshals for the parade. In 2020, former boxing businessman George Foreman was the Grand Marshal. Sadly, there was no parade in 2021 because of the virus. And for 2022, I am proud to announce this year that our focus will be somewhat local, but with a global international event, and that will be Vanessa E. Wyche, the director of NASA Johnson Space Center, has agreed to serve as this year's. Let me just say, we thought long and hard about who we could focus on that would reflect the past and the struggles that we've had in the past, and at the same time speak to the present and the future in terms of where we are going. We thought that NASA, with Vanessa Wyche as the director of the NASA Johnson Space Center, reflected that. And so in addition to Vanessa Wyche being the Grand Marshal, we will salute and honor African-American astronauts who have or will be going into space. People like Robert Satcher, Bernard Harris, Mae Jameson, and all of these people have a Houston connection or still reside in the Houston area. And people like Jessica Watkins, who will be the first Black woman to join the International Space Station. Vanessa E. White captures all of that, the past, the present, and the future, which means if we work together in solidarity, there are no limits to what we can achieve. Director White is the first African American to lead NASA Johnson Space Center and the first African American woman to lead any NASA center. Her leadership comes at a time when space travel, Her leadership comes at a time when space travel is inspiring Americans, young and old, of all backgrounds, and taking our nation to greater heights. NASA's Johnson Space Center is home to America's Astronaut Corps, Mission Control Center, International Space Station, and more than 10,000 civil service and contractor employees. Director White is responsible for overseeing a broad range of human space flight activities, including development and operation of human spacecraft, and she recently welcomed 10 new astronaut candidates who were trained in Houston for 2 years. Director White returned from a recent trip and joins us virtually. Let me welcome and congratulate you on being named this year's MLK Day Parade Grand Marshal, and then turn to Director White.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayor Turner, and to the Black Heritage Society for this tremendous honor. I'm just so humbled by this. And I'm super excited to serve as the Grand Marshal for the Martin Luther King Jr. Day Parade here in Houston, Texas. I just want you to know that this year, NASA's Johnson Space Center is celebrating our 60th anniversary right here in Houston. And we're just very proud, as you said. We stand on a legacy going all the way to Apollo, Shuttle, and now with our commercial launches to the International Space Station. And we are just excited because we're going to return to the moon. But this time we are going to do it differently. We're going to be doing it with commercial partners, we're going to do it with international partners, and we will have the first woman and the first person of color to land on the moon. And from there, we're just super proud to say that Houston is Space City, USA. Thank you so much for this honor.
Thank you, Director White. As I look at you and listen to you, there was a time when people of color couldn't even sit in the same classroom with others, couldn't drink from the same water fountain as others, couldn't live in the same neighborhoods or go to the same hotels. That was that time here on Earth. And now we are saluting you, who is the director of NASA, and we are talking about people of color landing on the moon. So,
super excited. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. I look forward to January 17th, and as we move forward in the city of Houston. So thank you so very, very much. The Black Heritage Society, along with late founder Obal Duncantel, held the very first parade in the nation. I can only imagine what Obal Duncantel would be saying right about now. But held the very first parade in the nation, and it is licensed by the King Center in Atlanta. Look, just a special, in memory of Obal. Someone who fought hard to keep this parade going. And so we will always acknowledge and recognize Obal Duncantel for what he's doing. And so what he has done and the fact that we're here today. And at this time, I would like to invite Teresa Brewer of the Black Heritage Society to say a few words about the parade. Teresa. I also want to acknowledge Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, who's here.
Good evening. And again, I'm with the Black Heritage Society, and indeed this is an honor and prestigious celebration. First of all, I just want to thank the Mayor Sylvester Turner for allowing the Black Heritage Society to once again join forces with you all in hosting this parade for the city. We just say thank you. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. lived an extraordinary life. At the age of 33, he was pressing the case of civil rights with President John Kennedy. At 35, Dr. King Jr. won the Nobel Peace Prize. Then, at age 39, he was assassinated. But he left a legacy of hope and inspiration. Ovi Duncantel, as stated by our mayor, Ovi Duncantel Jr. founded the Black Heritage Society. And in 1978, he led a community celebration on renamed street, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, commemorating the milestone of Dr. King's dream and legacy. I'm sure you can tell the story better than I can. Today, Black Heritage Society and the City of Houston join forces, as the mayor said, for the 44th annual Martin Luther King Jr. Original Parade. Our theme, Be a Drum Major for Justice. Dr. King said that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Also, in Dr. King's Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech, King believes nothing compares to unity and harmony. Dr. King Jr. said that the beauty of genuine brotherhood and peace is more precious than diamond, silver, or gold. As we live the teaching, yes, it is love that will save our world and our civilization. Our enemies, even our enemies, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm here to announce our co-grand marshal that exceed the phrase that was coined by Dr. Martin Luther King, genuine brotherhood and peace. Our board is here today. I'd just like to, you all are standing, but if you could raise your hand because we're a team. All the board members, if you all could raise your hand. The advisory council, we have the committee chairs. They've been working diligently and hard. So we just want to acknowledge them. And at this time, I'd just like for our co-grand marshals to stand forward as I call their name for the Black Heritage Society, because we too want to promote unity and harmony. Our co-grand marshal, Claude Thomas Jr. Our co-grand marshal, Gilbert Andrew Garcia. And Alvin Shane. We just want to say thank you for being a representative of genuine brotherhood and peace. Although more than 5 decades have passed since Dr. King's tragic death, Dr. King's spirit lives on. Despite this lethal pandemic, it still has the power to bring ordinary people together to accomplish extraordinary things, inspired acts of courage and compassion, and encourage people to blaze new trails, overcome long-standing obstacles, and make history. Black Heritage Society is thankful for extraordinary members, leaders, businesses, pastors, City Hall, Mayor Sylvester Turner, the great city of Houston, Texas. I personally want to thank not only our board, but especially our media consultant. She did a wonderful job helping us get everything together. And she may be surprised, but that's Miss Judy Stanford. Did an awesome job. Her generosity outsurpasses anything we've ever seen. She's taken us to the next place. Thank you, Ms. Judy. Kudos to you. And a few other people here, we're glad to see Carl Davis, my husband. Raise your hand, honey. So, if we are having other events, Black Heritage Society, we're having the, immediately following the parade, we're gonna have a festival downtown. We're having the Hall of Fame induction and awards banquet, as well as gospel extravaganza. Pastor Decker, you here? Gonna be held at this church. Again, we'd like to thank you. For more information about registration, please visit our website, www.blackheritagesociety.net, or call 281-582-8888. I am Teresa Brewer, President of the Black Heritage Society. My motto, together we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa, thank you. And of course, in order for this parade to be what it should be, it takes everyone coming together and making it happen. So on all levels. And so today we have with us Congressman Al Green, as well as Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, and they'll come in that order. Congressman Green.
Thank you very much, Mayor, to all of the persons assembled, especially to the persons who have worked so hard to bring this magnificent event to fruition. To my colleague, Jackson Lee, council member, and to the Grand Marshals of the parade. I am indeed honored to have this opportunity this year. I'm here because I have been informed that I would have a keynote speech to give at the banquet. And I have been given the topic, a drum major for justice. I think it's an appropriate topic because on February 4th of 1968 at Ebenezer Baptist Church, Dr. Martin Luther King gave what some consider his greatest speech when he spoke on the drum major instinct, the desire to lead the parade, to be out front, to make sure you're the one that everybody sees. But he went on to remind us that if you talk about him, say that he was a drum major for justice. Say that he was a drum major for peace. Say that he was a drum major for righteousness. I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak on this topic, and I'm so grateful to Obad Duncan Tell. Obad Duncan Tell. When other folk literally thought that this was no longer a worthy cause, he persisted on.